Good evening, everyone. So, how are you doing? So, for the people who have joined today, let me introduce myself to you. This is Vishnu Priya, an upcoming systems engineer at TCS. Welcome to the day two of this Python bootcamp. So, before that, let me ask you a few questions about yesterday's class. Just type what is list in the chat box. And how it is represented. Yeah, that's great. So, let's have a quick recap on the yesterday's session, that is day one. So, what have we discussed about introduction to Python? So, Python means it is an interpreted or object oriented and high level programming language, right? And what are the applications of Python? Like we have that in gaming, web development, healthcare, in social media, etc. Right? And coming to the data types in Python, we have seen that there are five data types. Those are numbers, bool, set, dict, and sequence, right? And what are the categories that fall into numbers? We have int, float, complex. And what is bool? Bool in the sense it's only about true or false. And what is set? Set in the sense we'll be having unique elements in set and it is represented by flower braces, right? And coming to the dict, it is the key value form. And coming to the sequence data type, so what are the categories that fall into sequence data type? Those are string, list, and tuple, right? So what is string? So any text, like anything which is enclosed between the inverted commas, like single, either single or double, is nothing but string, right? And coming to the list, it is nothing but the combination of all the data types, which is enclosed in square brackets. Coming to tuple, it is also similar to list, but it is enclosed within parentheses. So this is how you assign a value to a variable in int and float. Just have a look at the coding part. Just recall all the things which we have discussed earlier. So apart from all the default data types, we can also create our own custom data types by using custom objects. So I hope everyone have practiced about data types, right? So yeah, let's move on to the today's concept. So what is the agenda of today concept is we have the types of statements in Python. So yesterday we have learned about the fundamentals of Python followed by the data types, right? Today we have conditional statements, iterative statements and control flow statements. So we only have only these three topics for today, and these are very important for your even for the exam point of view, because we have loops in this. So coming to the first thing, conditional statements. So conditional statements in the sense, like if we, like in the name itself it's there, right? We can understand that there is some condition here, right? This is nothing but it allows, like it allows for conditional execution of a statement or a group of statements based on the value of expression. So like they'll be giving some condition. We'll be writing some condition in the code. So based on that, the entire working of the program will be there. So that is nothing but conditional statement. So if you see, what are the subconcepts in conditional statements? We have if condition, if else condition, elif condition, and nested if condition. So these are the statements which are there in conditional statements: if else, elif, and nested if. So let's start with if. I hope you are following me. I hope my screen is clear, right? So let's start with if condition. So if condition in the sense, like only if that particular condition is true, it will be moving to the, like it will be entering the block of code. Else it will just come out of the entire program. That is nothing but if condition. So if in the sense, it's nothing but true. So if the condition is true, we'll just move inside the block. Else we'll just come out of the entire code. That is nothing but if. This is very easy because it is just simple if condition. So if you see, so what is the eligibility to vote for everyone? Like they must have at least 18 years, right? So I'm just trying to assign a value to a variable here. So age is equal to 16. So what is age here? What type of variable it is? What type of variable is age here? Yes, that is integer variable, right? So age is equal to 18. So what is the condition here? And if, in conditional statements in if, we'll be writing if. So if is used in order to write this condition. So if space condition, the syntax will be if space condition. So what is the condition here? Like what is the condition for everyone to vote? If age is greater than or equal to 18, at least 18. That means if age is greater than or equal to 18, right? So if you see, we have this indentation here. After writing the colon, we'll be writing the print statement. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, you can print, like it's your wish. We can vote. You're eligible to vote. It's our wish to write the print statement. So this is important here. You have to enclose all the statements which you want in your output. You have to enclose within the inverted commas. So I hope you're clear with the if condition, right? So if age, like if condition, and then so if this condition is true, then only it will be moving to this print statement. Else it will come out of the entire program. So if you see, we have age 18 here because I have assigned my value, like I have assigned 18 to my integer variable age, right? So check this condition. If age greater than or equal to 8, is it true or false? My age is 18, and is this condition true or false? If age greater than or equal to 18, it is true because age is greater than or equal to 18, because age is equal to 18. So as this is true, this entire, like the point of execution comes inside the if. So what is the output that will be printed? You're eligible to vote. So this is the output for this particular if condition. Let me show you the execution also. So let me keep my age is equal to 20. If age is greater than or equal to 18. So, if you observe here, after this colon, when I'm pressing enter, directly indentation is coming. I've already told this point yesterday, right? Automatically the indentation will be happening in Python. If that is not happening, you have to put some indentation. Indentation is nothing but you have to put some spaces to differentiate from the if statement and the printing statement. So I have to print something. I can vote. So I hope you're clear with this, right? So age is 20, it is of course greater than or equal to 18. Only if and only if this is true, you'll be getting this print message. So like a person who is having 16 age, can he vote? No, right? So we are not getting any output. So this is just simple if. I hope you are clear with if concept. So we'll move to next thing, that is if else. So if else will be the extension to if condition. So as I have already told, what is if? If means it is true, right? Else in the sense it will just come out of the entire program. But here we'll be writing some condition or some print statement to else also. That is the only difference between if and if else. So let me show you. Else. I'll be writing else. I'll be printing I can't vote. So I hope you're observing this. So this is the difference between if and if else. If it is true, it will be moving, the point of execution will be moving to the print statement, which is there in if block. If it is false, then it'll be checking for the condition. If it is true, it will go inside if it is false, it will go inside else. I hope you are clear with both if and if else condition. Coming to the third thing, that is elif. Elif is nothing but else if or if else ladder. Like we'll be having this concept in C language, which is similar to if else ladder. So elif is nothing but it is else if. So apart from without writing else if, we'll be writing elif. So when will we use this elif is if we have many conditions, like you'll be having your grading system, right? So if your score is greater than 90, then you'll be getting some good grade. Else you will be getting some like low grade, right? So similarly in school we'll be having the grading system like O grade, A grade, A plus, like that, right? So for that mainly we'll be using this. That is just an example. So if we have many conditions that we have to check, then we'll be using elif. So this is one of the important conditional statement. So let us try by writing some code. I hope you're clear with both if and if else, right? Okay then. So let me write some code. So imagine your score is 75 in your class. So I'll be giving my wish. So if score is greater than or equal to 75, then I'll be printing it's good. So without writing else if, what did I say? We have to write elif. Okay. So elif, if score is greater than or equal to 65, then let me print something like it's average. Else. Okay, fine. We can also take another thing like else if score is greater than or equal to 55, then print not bad. Else, don't forget to give the indentation. So imagine my score is 75. Then what's the output, guys? This is how you actually write elif. So you can write n number of conditions. So what is the output here? What is the output that will be printed? My score is 75 and I'm trying to check the condition. So into which block I'll be entering and what will be the actual output? It's good. Yeah, it's great. So now tell me what will be the output. Yes. So that's all about if, elif, and if else. So coming to the last thing in conditional statements, it is nothing but nested if. So in the name itself, it's there like nested if. So if within an if, or this is nothing but statement within another statement. So if within an if is nothing but nested if statement. So if you see the code here, like when will we use this instance? If we have many true statements. So if instance I've said it is true, right? So if we have many true statements, then we'll be using nested if statements. So if you see the code here, we have is weekend is equal to true, which means okay, today is weekend. Then move to the next line. If is weekend. So another important point here everyone should understand is if is weekend in the sense like you have to imagine that if is weekend is already true because it is there in the if condition. So if is weekend and I'm just leaving like that, which means if is weekend is true, will not write the entire thing in that. So if is weekend is true, you'll be entering into the if statement and what will be printed? Enjoy your time off. And another condition here, if okay, today is weekend and again I'm trying to check the temperature whether to go out or not, then if again if temperature is greater than 25, then consider going to the beach. So if within an if, this is nothing but nested if, and else part is common like as we have seen in if else and elif. So else in the sense if is weekend is false, right? As I've already told you, if means true, else is false. So if is weekend means if is weekend is true, I'll be entering the loop. I mean, I'll be entering the statement and I'll be printing the enjoy your time. And in the else block, if it is false, which means if I'm trying to initialize my is weekend false, then I'll be moving to the else part and what will be printed? Have a productive day. So if it's not weekend, what will you do? You have to work. There is no other go, right? So this is what is nested if statement. So I hope everyone are clear with this conditional statements. All four. If condition, if else condition, elif, and nested if. And can anyone of you can, I mean, you can try to guess the output of this nested if code? What will be the output for this? Output for nested if code. No, no, we have an error here. Just try to find out the error. Of course, you'll be getting that enjoy time off, but we have another error. So let me show you. So what is this line meaning? So which means weekend is already true. So these are the comments. I mean, we'll be using hash for comments in Python. So So what if weekend? What do you want to do? Just print something like enjoy. If temperature is greater than 40, print it's hot. Now come to the else part. Print work. So if you see the error, temperature is not defined. Here we have assigned this true to weekend, but temperature is not defined. So the interpreter will not understand what actually temperature is here. So how to do this? Temperature is equal to, let me give 25. Let me run. So enjoy. That's it. If I'm gonna give 45, then enjoy. It's hot. Now tell me the output. Now tell me the output. Weekend is false. Temperature is 45. Now tell me the output. How can you think about temperature when if this weekend itself is false? So the entire point of execution comes to the else part, right? So the output will only be work because it's not weekend, right? You have to work. So I hope you're clear with all these conditional statements. If else, elif, and nested if. So I'm moving to the iterative statements. So the iterative statements, these are also known as looping statements. So what are actually this is these will allow us to execute a block of statement as long as the condition is true. So these are exclusively used when we need to run some code again and again. So loop in a sense, it will just try to run our code again and again until we like we'll be giving some condition to stop it. So until where it should stop, we'll be giving that. So to run same code again and again, each time with a different value. Same code will be running again and again with a different value, not the same value. So this is when you use iterative statements. So coming to the sub-concepts in iterative statements, we have for loop, while loop, and nested loop. Okay. Yeah, for loop, while loop, and nested loop. So coming to the for loop. What is fruits here? What is the data type of fruits here? In this particular example, yes, Shruti, you're right. It's list because they are represented within square brackets. So what are the data types present in this particular list? We have strings, right? Apple, banana, and cherry. So I'm trying to I want to print all this entire apple, banana, and cherry. So what should I do? I should be using for loop. So for fruit in fruits, which means what is fruit? Fruit in the sense it's just like we'll be using I value, right? For using for loop, we'll be using I value. It's nothing but to iterate, like in order to move to everything, or it will be used as an index value. So for index in fruits. So in fruits instance, what is fruits here? It is the list, right? So this particular fruit will be iterating from every index, like from apple, banana, and cherry. It will be moving, it will be trying to move itself from apple, banana, and cherry. So for fruit and fruits, which is nothing but the range. So for fruit and fruits means we have to print fruit. So what will be the output here? I'm iterating from apple to cherry, and what will be the output? So for fruit and fruits is nothing but the range of this. You're just giving the range, like from where to where I have to print. Yes, Mohammed, there is a correction. Don't get confused here. Nested loop and while loop are exchanged here. Don't worry about that. First, look at the for loop, man. So let me code it. So fruits. So I hope you are clear with this for loop, right? And coming to the next thing, we have while loop. So for while loop, just look at this example. So a while loop is nothing but it will be printing like until this particular condition is false. So if you want to particularly print all the numbers from 1 to 5 or 1 to 100, you'll be using while loop. So until this condition is false, you'll be printing all the elements. So if you see the example, let me write some example for you. Yeah, let me take one count and let me write this entire thing. While count is less than or equal to 5, this means I'm giving the range like from count 1 to 5 as it is less than or equal to 5. Then print count, and I have to increment the count variable, right? So count is equal to count plus 1. So we can also write this as count plus is equal to 1. So I hope you are clear. So let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this while loop will be running from count to 1, and it will be, I mean, from like it will be checking the condition 1 less than or equal to 5, and it will be entering the loop as it is true. So it will be printing the count value. Here it will be 1. Now count is equal to count plus 1. So plus 1. 1 plus 1 will be 2. So again it will be going to the condition. So 2 here. 2 will be less than or equal to 5. And it will be entering the loop. Now it will be 2. Similarly and so on until count is less than or equal to 5. And again count will be incrementing 6 here. But if the condition is checking here, so it will be 6 less than or equal to 5. It is false, right? So the entire execution will be stopping. So I hope you're clear with both for and while loop, right? Coming to the nested loop. So nested loop means loop within inside, I mean within or inside another loop. For example, if this outer loop, like we'll be having some range. If you see, we have this for I in range 3 and for j in range 3. So loop within another loop. So this is similar to nested if, right? So for I in range, look at this example for nested loop. Don't get confused here. For I in range of 3, for j in range of 3. So coming to this, for example, if the outer loop is having some range a times and the inner loop is having the range b times, then how many times this print statement will run? It will be a into b times. So here we are just trying to print both the ranges of I and j. That's it. This is mainly used in matrix multiplication problems. So for I in range of 3, and indentation is very important because this is loop within another loop. Just print. Don't get confused what is f here in this particular example. F is nothing but the f string. In order to write that particular thing, just follow this. Print I comma j. I hope this will be enough. So if you see the output, both the range of I and the range of j will be printed here. So this will be helpful when you are doing the problems related to matrix multiplication. 2D, 3D, right? So if you want 3D, you can also write for k and range of 3. By using this, you will be doing. print I comma j comma k. You can also make changes here. I'm just trying to print the multiplication of these ranges. I hope you're clear with this. Why we don't use return? This isn't a function to return. I mean to use return. This is a statement. If it's function, we can use return. I'm sorry, I did not get your doubt, Srija. So I hope you are clear with the iterative statements, and let me move on to the control flow statements. So in the name itself, we can understand that there is some control for the flow of execution, right? So it decides the flow or it controls the flow of the execution. So in this particular control flow statements, this covers both conditional and iterative statements. Here we'll use both of them, and this is the reason why this control flow statements are kept next. I mean after these both conditional and iterative statements. Only after understanding the conditional and iterative we can understand what is control flow statements. And we have only two things here, that is break and continue. Break statement and continue statement. Just remember that for break we will directly exit from this entire program or the entire loop. For continue, we will just skip that particular condition and then we will move from the other condition. That is the only difference between break and continue. Let me show you. So this is the code for printing the numbers. We have a list here. We have a list numbers here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and so on. Now I'll be changing only the single word and you'll be looking at the difference. Okay, so for num in number, what is num here? It is just a variable to iterate from this entire loop. Okay, so if you look, we have used both for and if here, right? So this is a combination of conditional and iterative. What is conditional here? If is conditional, right? And iterative will be for. So this is the combination of both conditional and iterative statements, and this is called control flow statements. So if number is equal to 4, I just want to break this entire thing. Okay, this is the thing, and yeah, I just want to print now. So as I've already told, break means at that particular condition, the entire thing will be stopped. So if you see the output, what will be the output? 1, 2, 3 and 4. At 4 I want to break. Yeah, I'm sorry. It will just neglect that particular condition and we'll be getting 1, 2, 3. And now let me change this to continue. Any guesses? Only at this particular 4, I'll just skip that. So 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. So this will be the output. That is the only difference between break and continue. So I hope you're clear with both, all this conditional, iterative and control flow statements. And remember that you will be having a live quiz today. You just have to answer 10 questions. And you'll be having a timer of 30 seconds for each question. So yeah, let's move to the practice problems. I hope the concept is fine, right? All these conditional, iterative and control flow statements. And let's move to the practice session. Any doubts regarding these three concepts? So we just have 4 problems and we are done for today. Yeah. So can I start the practice session? Yes, we can take it as strings, we can take it, but we are just trying to write this list in order to explain you the loop concept. Vaishnavi, explain what I mean, explain it again. Explain what? Look, this is even for beginners, right? I cannot move on to hacker rank problems now itself without completing the concept. Okay, Sindhu, continue and break, right? Okay, fine. Well, continue and break are nothing but the control flow statements. So, what are control flow statements? Control flow, in the sense, it will just try to control the flow of the execution of our particular code. So, what is break and what is continue? And what is the difference between them? Break, in a sense, will be giving some condition, right? Like in if, in if loop, in if statement, if else, we have written some conditions, right? So, while we are giving that condition, if we write break, at that, particularly at that condition, the entire execution will be stopped, and the entire execution will be coming out of the loop. So, at that condition, I mean, at that condition only will be coming outside the loop. And if you see the continue, at that condition, of course, the loop will be stopping, but at that condition only, it will just skip that particular condition and it will move to the next condition. So that will not happen in break. I hope you're clear what is the difference between break and continue. So if you see in this particular code, we have numbers, and we are just trying to print the numbers from 1 to 5. But I don't want 3 here. I don't want 3, or I don't want 4. So at that particular thing, you will be using continue. But I want all the others. Okay? And I don't want I want only until 3. I don't want all the 4, 5, 6, and so on. Then you will be using break. I hope you're clear. Sindhu, I hope you're clear. So yeah, let's move to the practice session. So write a Python program that takes two numbers as input and prints out whether the first number is greater, smaller, or equal to the second number. So this will be the first word, I think, in this entire bootcamp. So write a Python program. So read the question twice or thrice in order to understand what is the input and what is the output, and what we have to write the logic for input in order to get the output. So this is very important. So write a Python program that takes two numbers as input. They have given that we need to take two numbers as input. So two numbers in sense two integer variables. So I'm taking num1 and num2. So I hope my screen is clear. Yeah. So I'll be taking num1 and num2. So what is float of input of enter the first number? So just neglect the float. So num1 will be, so if I want the output, I want to read the input. I'm not assigning a value here. I'm not trying to initialize my value, but I want to just write the input, and I want to give the input at the time of execution. Then we'll be using input in Python. So input is a function in order to read the value, like how we use scanf in C and scan in that Java, right? So this is similar to that. So num1 is equal to input of enter the first number, and num2 will be enter the second number. So we need two numbers in order to compare them, whether it is greater, smaller, or equal to, right? So what is the first condition? So we are now moving to the logic. So what is the first condition? They have given whether the first number is greater than the second number, right? So what should we use? We have to use the relation operator or the comparison operator. So num1, if num1 is greater than num2, then the result is greater than, right? And moving to the second condition, If num1 is less than num2, then it is smaller than. And moving to the third thing, and if you see in the else part, we are not writing any condition, because if num1 is greater than num2, if it is not that, and if number is not even less than num2, then what it will be? Num1 is equal to num2, right? So the result will be equal to, and you will just print the result. So I hope you are clear with this entire code. I hope you are clear with this number comparison code. Oh, it's taking time. So imagine my values are 4 and 5. What will be my output? 4 greater than B? I mean 4 greater than 5? No. Then it will be moving to the elif. 4 less than 5? Yes, true. So 4 is greater. I mean B is greater. I hope you're clear with this. Then moving to the next thing. This is also similar to this previous one. So we have to check whether given number is positive or negative or it is 0. So the first condition will be, I mean, only one number, right? So we'll be taking one number for this input. So num is equal to input of enter number. So enter number is not required. Just we can leave by writing input like this in this particular code. Now if num is greater than 0, it will be positive, right? If num is less than 0, it will be negative. Else, so if a number is, I mean, not greater than 0, not less than 0, then it must be 0, right? So then it will be 0. So the output will be 0. So that's it. Like based on your input, the output will be get. So if I give 5, I'll be getting positive. If I give -4, I'll be getting negative. If I give 0, I'll be getting 0. And moving to the problems in iterative statements, palindrome. So what is a palindrome? Palindrome is nothing but the strings in reverse. So like for example, we have the, I mean, in order to write this particular code, we will be using function. So what is function? Function is nothing but it is a block of statement that will return some specific task. So the idea is to put some commonly or repeated code together, and it will only run when it is called. So in order to do this palindrome, we have to use functions concept. And if you see what is a palindrome, the strings that read same in reverse. So if you see, we have level. So from left and from right, we'll be getting only level, right? If you take in numbers, we'll be getting 343. So this is of the palindrome program. So if you see, like what will be the logic? First, we have to input, like we have to take input one number, and we have to just reverse that number, and we have to check whether this reversed number and the original number is equal to or not. If they both are equal, then it is palindrome. So that will be the logic. If you see this function, I'm writing define is palindrome. So the is palindrome is function name, and word is nothing but argument. Like for what we have to check the palindrome. So word is nothing but the argument or input. So we have to return word is equal to word, like this is nothing but slicing concept in Python. This -1 in the sense we have to just we are just trying to write the entire string from reverse. So this particular first column will be for starting index, second column will be for ending index. So as we did not mention here starting index or ending index, so we'll just return all this reverse thing. So for example, consider you are taking level. So for this function, the output for level will be reverse of level. So and the next thing, we have to check whether these both are equal to or not. If these both are equal to, then you have to print palindrome. Else, if you go to the false thing, we will be printing not a palindrome. So this is how you take the input. Word is equal to input. So I hope you are clear with this palindrome. And the last thing will be factorial program. So as you know, what is factorial? Just the multiple of multiple of all the numbers next to that, right? What is 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? What is 3 factorial? It's 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. So what we have to do here, we have to definitely use a loop, and we have to just decrement the next number, that is, from the original number, and then we have to just multiply them. So if you see in the first line, we are just taking the input, and I'm just trying to assign the 1. I'm just trying to assign 1 to the factorial. Now I'll just consider some range. So from 1 to n plus 1. N plus 1 in the sense, like, for example, take 3. So 1 comma 3 plus 1, that is 4. So 1 to n plus 1 in the sense, it will just take until n. It will not take that plus 1. So that is how, that is why we have used n plus 1 there. So 1 to 4 in the sense, it will be taking only 1, 2, 3. Now factorial is equal to factorial into I. This means factorial into is equal to I means factorial is equal to factorial into I. So that means 3 into 2 into 1, and the result will be 6. So that is the factorial program. I hope you are clear. Yeah. So let's start the quiz now. Like the combination of both day 1 and day 2, you'll be having a quiz. So you'll be having 10 questions, and you'll be having 30 seconds for each question, and you'll be getting a leaderboard. So try to solve the quiz. Join by giving your full name. And after completing your quiz, don't forget to share your result to CodeSprint through email or through WhatsApp. Just take a screenshot and share. Yeah, 30 users have already joined. That's great. So I hope everyone have opened the Slido screen. So join with your full name. You'll be having 10 questions, and they are not multiple choice. We'll be having only single answer. And after every question, leaderboard will be displayed, and you'll be getting some giveaway prizes too. Just share your result to CodeSprint, and whoever tops the quiz, you should text us on WhatsApp or our email ID to get the giveaway. Yeah. In order to get the prize, you have to do that. Don't worry about the attendance. It will be shared. The link will be shared at 7:55. We are waiting for everyone to join and then we'll be displaying the questions. Don't worry about that. Just open the link and wait for others to join. Don't worry about the attendance. The link will be shared and it will be open until tomorrow's class. So, for the interesting content like this, please do like, share, and subscribe to Code Sprint. And do join all the communities. I hope all the links are there in the description of this video, right? Yeah, let me share the Code Sprint email ID so that you can share your result. Just share your result through either mail or the WhatsApp groups. You'll be getting exciting prizes if you top the quiz. Yeah, just wait for 2 minutes. Don't worry about the attendance because the form will be open until tomorrow's class. Don't worry about the attendance. I'll share it. I'll share it and leave the class. Don't worry about that. Just concentrate on the quiz. No, Vishnu Teja, we don't have any header files in Python. This is very easy. We don't have that complex syntax here. Abhishek Reddy, nested loop is nothing but the loop inside the loop. So it is just used to print the numbers or anything what you want. Like you will just try to write one loop another inside another loop. That's it. You'll use this when you come across the problems related to matrix multiplication sums. Do the quiz and get your attendance. Don't worry about that. Yes. I hope everyone are doing the quiz. So which of the following is not a valid Python data type? Yeah, we got the leaderboard. Which symbol is used for single line comments in Python? I think I have showed you this today, right? Keep doing. Keep an eye on the timer also. So what is the output? So this is the slicing concept. So from 7 to 12, just count the entire string. Count from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should also count the space. Grishma, Pujita. Yeah. What is the purpose of the range function in a for loop? So any guesses? It generates a list of numbers. It creates a list of numbers. Defines a range of values to iterate over. It is used to terminate the loop. What is actually used to terminate the loop? I think it's break statement, right? What is the result of the expression 3 into 1 comma 2? So 3 comma 6, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yes, sir. 1 2 3 1 2 3. 3 Varsha this time. Go on. What does the following expression evaluate to? 5 plus 2. So 2 here a string, right? Any guesses? Keep an eye on the timer. Yes, there is an error here. Varsha, Pujita, Shruti, Divya. What is the purpose of the elif statement in an if statement? It defines the main condition. It is an alternative to the else statement. It defines a secondary condition to check. It defines a loop within the if statement. So this is the eighth question. We have two questions left. How many times will the following loop run? For I in range of 3, for j in range of 2. So I have given an example, right? We have, in the range of A, in the range of B, it's A into B. So think on it. Which of the following is not a valid variable name in Python? You have seen is weekend, like it's my variable, 123 variable, underscore variable, variable 123. Because the variable name shouldn't start with numbers, it can start with underscore. It can start with capital letter. Which comparison operator is used to check if two values are equal in Python or not? We have done this to check whether two numbers are equal or not. If num1 is equal to num2. With this, I think quiz is ended. Now let me share the attendance form. And you have a take home exercise here. Write a Python program to print prime numbers from 1 to 100. And do practice the pyramid pattern programs like star patterns, ABCs, 1, 2s, etc. So that you'll be getting all the loops. And your homework for today is try to print prime numbers from 1 to 100 in Python. And the attendance form will be open until tomorrow's class. Don't worry about that. Just take a screenshot and mail them. Mail to CodeSprint or WhatsApp. Fine, don't worry about that. We have quizzes. We have many other quizzes. Don't worry about that. Just concentrate on the concept. So I hope you don't have any doubts and we can wind up the session. It's okay. It's okay. Leave it. Just try to understand the concept. I've already mentioned you have to take a screenshot or share your result. So don't worry about that. You'll be having the other quizzes. Okay, so thank you. Let's wind up the session. If there are no doubts regarding the concept, thank you and good night, guys. See you in tomorrow's class.